Kicking off the top 10 is 2 fighters in 1. Or 3 if you think the shooter counts. Wait, did that give it away? You know what, never mind, it's Duck Hunt alright. With Duck Hunt, you've got good speed and power. They're quite fast on their feet. Well, the dog's paws, and they have quite a few powerful attacks. Let's start with the standard. It's quite strong with the strong finisher, and their tilts have pretty good range. And as for the aerials, the up one hits 3 times and is good for KOing near the upper blast line, and the down one hits twice and meteors, and the others aren't worth mentioning. But what is worth mentioning, their smashes. They're all strong, hit multiple times, and have great range. Well, the up one's range isn't great, per se, but it's still good. They've also got awesome specials. Trick Shot is strong and good for spacing and edge guarding. This is mostly due to the fact that after it's launched, it's controllable. Next, we have Clay Shooting, which is also good for spacing and edge guarding, although not quite as much as Trick Shot. Duck Jump is great for both horizontal and vertical recovery, although it's a bit slow and therefore easy to gimp. And finally, Wild Gunman isn't really worth mentioning. Well, I guess it's okay at sneaking up. That's something. Now for the grab, besides the up one, all their throws are pretty strong, and they can even combo opponents into Trick Shot. And I already said that with Duck Jump, their recovery's good, although a bit easy to interrupt. Now for their final smash. To work, NES Zapper Posse must be launched while next to an opponent. But if it does work, any caught opponents will suffer huge damage and knockback by several pop gun shots. And once it ends, they're pretty dang likely to be KO'd, especially while close to an edge. A very potent final smash indeed. Now for Duck Hunt's tier placement, 37th out of 58 is not all that good. But worry not, Duck Hunt. You guys are freaking awesome in Smash, so I give you 10th place, no contest. Let me tell you something. Number 9 is a real fox. Don't take that literally, and she's especially a fox when not wearing her suit. Her power suit, nice try you pervs out there. But yeah, taking 9th place is Miss Smash Bros herself, Zero Suit Samus. Most people would think that losing something called a power suit would severely nerf someone. But honestly, in Samus's case, it's a blessing. In my opinion, Samus's power suit just holds her back. She's a much better battler without it. And yes, that also means I was very happy when I found out ZSS was getting her own slot on the roster in Smash 4. I mean, I do like normal Samus as a fighter, I just highly prefer Zero Suit. But enough comparison. When it comes to battle style, hit and run is where ZSS works best, mainly because she's nimble and agile. The usefulness of her attacks aid her in this process. This doesn't include her standard, but it does include her tilts. The up one hits twice, and the down one, for a tilt, is pretty strong. And her dash attack, it's quite fast and strong with good range. Onto aerials. Actually, they're not really worth mentioning, except the down one, which can both meteor and get CSS back to the ground fast. Now for her smashes, the side one is really strong and hits twice. The up one is not quite as strong, but as a trade-off, hits multiple times and has good range. And the down one, again, isn't that strong, but is great for combo starting. If you think this is as good as it gets, think again. Her specials are very useful. Paralyzer, if fully charged, like the down smash, is a great combo starter, and is also good for spacing. Plasma Whip is a bit lacking in power, but has great range. Boost Kick hits several times, is super strong, and great for KOing, especially near the upper blast line. Finally, Flip Jump is a bit hard to land, but is very strong and can either launch, meteor, or bury, depending on how it hits. Zero Suit's grab has great range, and her throws are all fairly strong, and the down one is a great combo starter. Now for recovery, Zero Suit has a lot of recovery options. Her high midair jump and boost kick work for vertical, and her grab, plasma whip, and flip jump all work for horizontal. Now for her final smash. Gunship has ZSS summon her Gunship, and with it, she can take aim and shoot 2 powerful beams at once, which cause huge damage and knockback to any hit opponents. Just don't be trigger happy, since she can only shoot it 5 times. But despite that one limitation, I still find this final smash a very useful one. Now for Zero Suit's tier placement. 11th out of 58. Only 2 spots off of mine, so yeah, I'm very content. Zero Suit Samus, all this awesomeness easily puts you in 9th place. That's right, number 8 is none other than Fox. Huh, what do you know? 2 foxes in a row. Anyway, Fox's attributes are pretty polarized. He mainly specializes in speed, and is therefore agile with good attack power. But this makes his defense power mediocre, so he's best with the hit and run tactic. But let's analyze his moves. His standard is crazy fast, and the finisher launches pretty far. And also fast are his tilts and dash attack. Onto aerials, the only ones really worth mentioning are the standard one, which is fast, the up one, which is strong and hits twice, and the down one, which can meteor. Fox's smashes are very strong, and are even where most of his attack power rests. Well, the down one's not quite as strong, but for a trade-off, it has better range. He's got really good specials, too. They're all pretty much the same as Falco's, although, since Fox is the original, Falco's are based off of his, but with different qualities. Blaster won't flinch opponents, but is super fast and great for damage racking. Fox Illusion is weaker but faster than Falco Phantasm. Firefox only hits once, but travels further than Firebird, and Reflector, the only real difference there is the way it's used. Now for the grab, his pummel is pretty weak, but very fast, and his throws could be good for combo starting. While Fox does have a few recovery options to work with, specifically Fox Illusion for horizontal, and Firefox for anything. Overall, he's more on the bad side of recovery. He has the fastest falling speed in the game, and his mid-air jump doesn't go terribly high. So yeah, recovery's one of his weak points. But that's not all. He's also quite light, so he's easy to launch. But I'm not one to dwell on negative things. Fox's final smash is Landmaster, which is very useful. Like Falco, Fox will summon his huge space tank, which he can use to ram into opponents, and shoot huge lasers at them. And yes, he can also utilize the upper blast line trick to easily net KOs. Although again, some think that's cheating. So yeah, virtually identical to Falco's, but like with the specials, there are some differences. Fox's is slower and a bit harder to control, but does more damage both in itself and with the lasers. But one thing remains the same: epic final smash. Finally, Fox's tier placement is 7th out of 58, which is very high, and only 1 spot off of mine, so I'm happy with it. Fox, every awesome skill you boast easily earns you 8th place. Do you like alter egos? Do you like motorbikes? Do you like garlic? Do you like flatulence? If you answered yes to any of these questions, then you'll most certainly like number 7, who just happens to be, wait for it, Wario. Like Fox, Wario's stats are pretty polarized. He has high attack and defense power, with his speed being subpar at best. In other words, he's a tank. He can both give and take damage easily. His standard is a little strong, and his up and side tilts are strong, and the down one is super fast. Now aerials, the standard one is fast. The forward one's not really worth mentioning. The back and up ones are strong, and the down one hits several times. Now for Wario's smashes, the side one is a bit slow, but super strong. The up one is quicker, but a bit less strong, but still strong, and the down one's not that strong, but has good range and can hit multiple times. Now on to his specials. Chomp can hit caught opponents several times and launch at the end, and it can also heal damage. Wario Bike is telegraphed, but really strong, and gives Wario a pseudo projectile. Corkscrew hits multiple times and can launch quite far at the end. And now we have his down special, his signature, his trademark, his most iconic move: Wario Waft. He'll let a huge fart loose, which, if fully charged, does huge damage and knockback. It also, charges over time, and except when used, never resets, even when Wario's KO'd. And to speed up the charging process, he can use Chomp to eat items. So yeah, I'm sure you can guess which of Wario's specials is my favorite. Now for Wario's grab, his pummel is pretty slow but does decent damage, and his throws all launch fairly far. Now for recovery, Wario can't jump that high, but Corkscrew works best for vertical recovery, and as for horizontal, he could use Wario Bike, but he should jump off it at the right time to get back on the stage. He could also use Wario Waft, since when it's at least half charged, it gives him a lot of height. But I would only do that in desperate situations, unless of course you don't mind waiting for it to charge again. So overall, his recovery's okay. Now for his final smash. Wario will eat some garlic, turning him into Wario Man. This makes him invincible and gives all his stats huge buffs, making him extremely fast and extremely powerful. In other words, he can net KOs much more easily. He can also gain height with his aerials. Just do your business fast, since it only lasts 12 seconds. But despite that one drawback, Wario Man is a very good final smash, and definitely one of my favorites. Now for Wario's tier spots, which is 36th out of 58. Yes, not so good, but don't fret, Wario. You're great enough in Smash to earn 7th place on my list. Number 6 has a special place in my heart. She's my Smash waifu. Well, actually, my Mario waifu. Sorry, Mario. Yeah, it's Peach, alright. I freaking love Peach. She's got a good balance of speed and power, although she's lacking in defense. But what she's not lacking in is Smash Bros skills. She's got a very useful moveset to work with. This doesn't include her standard, but it does include her tilts. They're all strong and launch pretty far, especially the down one. It also includes her aerials. The standard one is fast and fairly strong. The forward one is very strong and great for KOing. The back and up ones are just strong, and the down one hits multiple times. It especially includes her smashes. The side one depends, since she'll swing one of 3 things: a tennis racket, a frying pan, and a golf club. The club has less power but more range and launches diagonally. The pan has less range but more power and launches vertically, and the racket has a good balance of range and power and launches horizontally. The up smash's range is lacking, but it's quite strong, and the down one's not that strong but hits several times. And finally, it includes her specials as well, albeit to a lesser extent. Toad is a great counter, since it has good range and can launch surprisingly far. Peach Bomber is extremely strong, and that's it. Peach Parasol is very similar to Mr. Game & Watch's Fire, as Peach will leap up, then open her Parasol and slow her falling speed, thus helping her recover both horizontally and vertically. And lastly, Vegetable doesn't impress me all that much. Plucking it leaves Peach open, it has pitiful range, and the strongest one is really rare. So, in my opinion, all her specials, besides Vegetable, are useful. Now for her grab, her throws are fairly strong, and that's it. And I already discussed Peach's recovery. It's really good, what with Peach Parasol. However, Peach has a distinction. She can float in the air for a short while, and move around horizontally while doing so she has a unique recovery option. You get the gist. Peach is great at recovering. Now on to her final smash, Peach Blossom. Peach will do a little dance, which is so alluring it puts any nearby opponents to sleep, along with placing a few huge peaches on the field. The fruit, Peach, and anyone can use these to heal damage. This gives Peach 2 options, free health recovery or a free hit, or if you're good enough, even both. I will say that I dislike how it gives opponents a chance to heal themselves, but again, if you're good enough with Peach Blossom, that might not even matter. Now on to Peach's tier placement, 21st out of 58. This is a really good placement, and proves that Peach is awesome in many aspects, even outside of Smash. Meow. So 6th place is all hers. Banana! Correct. Number 5 is the monster himself, Donkey Kong! I'm kidding. It's Diddy Kong! If you want pure agility, Diddy is your guy. He's very quick on his feet, and complementing this, he's got good attack power too. But not just in general, his attacks are really speedy too. Let's start with his standard. It's quite fast. His tilts, aerials, and dash attack, however, sacrifice that speed for power, except the down tilt. But his smashes, they're all both fast and strong, and hit multiple times. Now for his specials, Peanut Pop Gun, when fully charged, is super fast and decently strong. Monkey Flip gives Diddy a pseudo grab, which launches quite far at the end, and the alternative kick is even stronger. Rocket Barrel Boost is fairly strong, and great for recovery when fully charged. Otherwise, it's pretty much useless. And Banana Peel gives Diddy access to an item. It also allows for stage control to some extent. Now for grab and recovery, Diddy's throws are all pretty strong, and the down one is a good combo starter. And I already said that he has great recovery with a fully charged Rocket Barrel boost. He can also use Monkey Flip for horizontal. So yeah, Diddy Kong sounds pretty unstoppable, huh? Well, he does have one flaw, survivability. His low weight makes him easy to launch, which is never a good thing in a Smash Fighter's case. But let's shift over to something more positive. Diddy Kong's final smash, Rocket Barrel Barrage. Diddy will get on his Rocket Barrel and begin shooting rapid-fire peanuts, which explode on contact and launch hit opponents very far. Diddy himself does damage also, especially when flying high speed into opponents. Like Supersonic, it's not so easy to control, but given how much damage it can do, I still find it a great final smash. Finally, Diddy Kong's tier placement is 2nd out of 58. You heard right, 2nd out of 58. Diddy Kong is just one spot below the very top of the official Smash 4 tier. This proves that Diddy Kong is a really strong Smash Bros fighter, and on my list, he's 5th place, no hesitation. In Smash Bros, number 4 is known for something. Well, a few things, actually, but I'm just gonna say one of them. He's the heaviest fighter in Smash 4. That's right, taking 4th place is the Turtle himself, Bowser. Bowser is one of the best tank fighters Smash Bros. Has to offer. Insanely high attack and defense, and obviously pitiful speed. He can easily net KOs and survive long while doing so. Let's start with his standard. A bit slow, but surprisingly strong. For a standard, not for Bowser. The same goes for his tilts. Not too fast, but strong. Now for his aerials, the standard one can hit multiple times and is a bit quick. The up one is just quick. The forward and back ones have some lag, but are strong, and the down one can meteor and help Bowser get back on the ground fast. His dash attack also has good range and power. Now for his smashing smashes. The down one's not too strong, but can hit multiple times. The up one is a bit slow, but very strong. And now, the piece de resistance. His side smash. This drop kick is slow, but extraordinarily powerful. It does huge damage, to be exact, up to 30%, and launches very far. Yeah, that's why I saved that one for last. Now for his smashing specials. Fire Breath is pretty much the exact same thing as Charizard's Flamethrower, and therefore, I feel the exact same way about it. Outside of edge guarding and maybe spacing, it's not very useful. Flying Slam is quick and launches quite far at the end. It can also be used to reset Bowser's damage if he has at least 1 KO on his opponent. Whirling Fortress, when used on the ground, can hit multiple times and move Bowser around, and in the air, it can aid in both recoveries and do decent damage. Now for Bowser Bomb, it's the exact same as Yoshi Bomb. Bowser will ground pound at very high speed, and any opponent in the way will suffer major damage and knockback. Now for the grab, his pummel is strong and his throws are all strong and launch far. But there is one thing Bowser's not too good with, and that's recovery. He can't jump very high, and Whirling Fortress doesn't give a whole lot of distance, so yeah, pretty big weakness. Now for Bowser's final smash, Giga Bowser. Bowser will grow huge, specifically into Giga Bowser, and he'll be a bit slower, but all his attacks will have added effects and become extremely powerful, so he can net KOs much more easily. You're probably thinking he's invincible, but he's not. He can still take damage, he just can't be launched. Well, that's better than nothing, right? But like with Wario Man, don't lollygag since it only lasts 8 seconds, even less than Wario Man. Although I think the duration really should be longer, Giga Bowser is still a very useful final smash. Now for Bowser's tier placement. 25th out of 58 is good, but I must say that I think he deserves slightly higher. But don't focus on that, focus on his spot on my tier, which is easily 4th place. I'll give you one hint for number 3. He's a DLC fighter. In fact, he's the latest one to have been released. Is it Bayonetta? I said he, and last one to have been released. Who does that leave? Sandbag? No, you idiot, it's Corrin. With Corrin, we've got another balanced fighter. His stats aren't polarized. He has a good balance of power, defense, and speed. He's also got a lot of strong, otherwise useful, and unique attacks. His standard is fast with a strong finisher, and his tilts and aerials aren't really worth mentioning. Except the down aerial, which can help Corrin get to the ground fast. And his dash attack has pretty good range and hits multiple times. Now for his smashes, the side one does damage in 2 ways. One way is the normal way, by hitting. But the other, while the attack is charging, the sword does damage as traps, meaning Corrin can easily combo opponents into it. As for the other 2, they're both pretty strong, and the down one has good range. Now for his specials, Dragon Fang Shot is both a physical and projectile attack. First, Corrin will launch a blast that, if fully charged, will stun opponents and launch pretty far at the end, and after that, Corrin will launch a physical attack that does both a lot of damage and knockback, granted opponents are close enough to him. Double attacks are always cool to me. Dragon Lunge has excellent range, lets Corrin move about easily, can trap opponents, and can even aid in recovery. Draconic Ascent hits multiple times, and is great for both recovery and KOing, especially near the upper blast line. And finally, Counter Surge is one of, if not, the best counter in the game. If an opponent tries to attack Corrin while this is active, he'll launch a huge counter attack that has great power and range. The range is so good, in fact, that it can affect nearby opponents. So yeah, all of Corrin's specials are very useful in their own way. Now let's talk about Corrin's final smash, Torrential Roar. When opponents are nearby, Corrin should activate his Smash Ball, and if done so successfully, he'll attack any caught opponents with a huge whirlpool. This does major damage and launches extremely far. This practically guarantees Corrin at least 1 KO, especially with edge proximity and high damage. Again, I'm not a huge fan of final smashes where opponents must be nearby in order to work, but I love Torrential Roar, mainly given how cool it looks. Sorry if that's petty, but remember, this is all my opinion. Now for the tier. Corrin's placement is 13th out of 58. That's a great spot to have, and just goes to show that Corrin is very useful in Smash, and that's exactly why he easily earns 3rd place. Corrin, you are the man. Well, unless in a girl palette. Number 2 shares a few characteristics with number 3. They're both swordsmen and DLC fighters, they both have long, spiky hair, they're both tall, and actually, that's about it. But that should be more than enough to help you figure it out. If you haven't yet, then look on the bright side. Every cloud's got a silver lining. No one likes going through strife. A buster loves snitching on people. That's right, running up is none other than Sandbag! You, sir, are a certified moron. It's Cloud. Cloud is my favorite swordsman, since he has a litany of potent attacks. His standard, tilts, aerials, and dash attack are all surprisingly strong, and the forward and down aerials can meteor. Onto his smashes, man, that was quick. The side one's got a bit of startup lag, but hits 3 times and is super strong. The up one is a bit weaker but quicker, and the down one hits twice and is strong. Now for his specials. Blade Beam isn't that impressive. It's got amazing range, but is quite slow and weak. Cross Slash is a great combo attack, hitting several times and launching far at the end. Climb Hazard is fairly strong and has decent distance, and the Descending Slash is really strong and gets Cloud back on the ground fast. Just don't use it when recovering. And finally, Limit Break is Cloud's ace in the hole. It takes very long to charge, meaning he'd better do so when he's not near anyone. But once it is fully charged, Cloud can do one of 2 things. The first is to use one of his specials. The Limit Break will seriously boost the attack. Blade Beam gets a power, speed, and range boost, and hits several times. Cross Slash launches every hit in just 1 button press and is much quicker and stronger. And Climb Hazard gets 2 boosts, a small one to power and a huge one to distance. Now for the other option, use Limit Break again. Actually, you know what? This move is totally weak. It only does 1% damage. Guess who fooled ya? This move is not weak. Yeah, 1% is pretty dang bad, but it's got a trade-off for that. It launches extremely far, even at low damage. It's also got great range. Now for the grab, his throws look cool, but that's it. Nothing else is worth mentioning. And recovery, his most reliable means is Limit Break boosted Climb Hazard, but Cloud's awesomeness, well, not counting grab and recovery, doesn't stop there. Cloud's final smash, Omni Slash, is his silver lining.
Get it? Get it?
It's basically a combination of Marth's critical hits and Ike's Great Ether. Cloud will charge forward, and any opponents to be hit by his sword will be launched in the air. Cloud will then slash them several times, and finally smash them into the ground, doing a whole lot of damage and knockback. Honestly, I can't find any major flaws with this final smash, and that's why it's one of my favorite ones. So yeah, Cloud seems very excellent, huh? No? Well, I can prove it. His tier spot is 3rd out of 58. That's right, freaking 3rd. This is a very great placement, just 1 below mine. All this epicness easily earns Cloud 2nd place. Before we hit numero uno, I just want to give some quick honorable mentions to the Smashers who just barely missed the list. 40th place is Lucario. He's got a good balance of attack and defense, and his speed leaves some to be desired. He's got a lot of strong attacks, along with access to Aura, which, as he takes damage, ups his attack power. 39th place is Robin. He has high attack power with decent defenses and pitiful speed. He's got an arsenal of strong, unique, and useful attacks, like Thunder, Arcfire, Elwind,
Nosferatu!
Although I will say I dislike the limit on how many times he can use these moves at once. 38th place is Bowser Jr. He has a lot of defense, with good attack power and not so good speed, but with the use of his clown car, he's got a lot of unique and useful attacks. He also has good survivability, given his heavy weight. 37th place is Wii Fit Trainer. Overall, her stats are pretty balanced, and she has a lot of useful, unique, and fun-to-use attacks. I also find it amusing how such an abstract video game character made it into Smash. 36th place is Ryu. He's got a bit more attack and defense than speed, along with a wide array of strong attacks that can be powered up with certain button commands. I also like how, when you're playing as him, you kinda feel like you're playing Street Fighter, especially with those button commands. 35th place is Toon Link. He's fast, with good attack and not so good defense. He's virtually the same as Link, except his moves have some different qualities. 34th place is Luigi. He has good speed, with decent attack and defense. As a semi-clone of Mario, Luigi's attacks are pretty basic, but as such, he has a low learning curve, and some of his attacks are really fun to use, especially Green Missile and that Smash Taunt. 33rd place is Zelda. She's got high attack power with fairly low defense and speed. Her magical attacks are all very strong and launch very far, making her fighting style simple. A hard hitter. No tricks, no gimmicks, just heavy hitting. 32nd place is Donkey Kong. He works best as a tank, with high attack and defense, with close to bad speed. DK can both dish out and take pain easily, with several powerful attacks and heavy weight. Last but not least, 31st place is Pit. His stats are well balanced, and he's got some pretty strong and useful attacks. One example being Upper Dash Arm. Basically, he's exactly like Dark Pit, just that he's not quite as good at KOing, but they're similar enough to only be one spot apart. Finally, number 1. I'm gonna give you just one hint. Number 1 is Mr. Video Game himself. That's right. He's the one, the only, the man, the myth, the legend, the... Can't think of any more setup sentences, but whatever, it's Mario. Sorry if it's cliche, but I can't help it. Mario's freaking awesome. If you want a perfectly balanced fighter, Mario is your man. That's right, all three of his stats, attack, defense, and speed, are perfectly balanced. In terms of attack, he's great with combos. And as I said a bit earlier, Mario's the most basic fighter. All his moves and maneuvers are easy to learn, and fun to use. Well, at least I think so. That's right, low learning curve. His standard and tilts are quite fast, and the tilts are good for combo starting. Onto his aerials, the standard one is good for sneaking up. The forward one has pretty bad startup lag, but is strong and can meteor. The back one is quick and fairly strong. The up one's just quick, and the down one hits several times, launching at the end. His dash attack lasts long and is a great combo starter, and his smashes are all very strong, and the down one hits twice and has good range. Now for his specials, Fireball is best for spacing, but nothing else. Cape is good for protecting Mario and deflecting projectiles. Super Jump Punch hits multiple times and does pretty good damage, and Flood is great for spacing and edge guarding. Now for Mario's grab, his pummel's fairly strong and his throws all launch quite far, except the down one, which is better at combo starting. Now recovery, Mario's is decent. He can jump fairly high, and Super Jump Punch has pretty good distance, but it could be a bit better. Just a bit. Now for his final smash, Mario Finale. Mario will launch 2 huge fireballs that travel very far, and if any opponents are caught in their path, they'll be dragged along with them, eventually past the blast line. Well, most likely. This final smash is great for KOing, as it pretty much guarantees it. Yet another addition to Mario's collection of epic Smash Bros skills. And now for the last part, Mario's tier placement. He's 6th out of 58, and that's a very high placement. It vindicates my point that Mario is an extremely awesome Smash Bros fighter. Believe it or not, before Smash 4 came out, Mario has never been my main, mainly because he's not too good in any other installment. And this can be proven by his tier placements in those games. Ugh. In 64, my main is Pikachu. In Melee, my main is Fox. In Brawl, my main is Mr. Game & Watch. But here in Smash 4, my main is indubitably Mario. Every single awesome quality he boasts is easily the reason he's my number 1 best Super Smash Bros. 4 fighter of all time. So there you have it, my top 30 best Super Smash Bros. 4 fighters of all time. For more videos like this, please like, comment, and subscribe. Also, please check out my social media. All links are in the description. See you next time. Mikoro Glyscore 472, out. If you would like to donate to the cause of Crash Dummy, please visit www.crashdummycharity.com.